What is a blockchain? Blockchain is a term widely used to represent an entire new suite of technologies. There is substantial confusion around its definition because the technology is early stage and can be implemented in many ways depending on the objective. At a high level, blockchain technology allows a network of computers to agree at regular intervals on the true state of a distributed ledger, says MIT Sloan assistant Professor Christian Catalini, an expert in blockchain technologies and cryptocurrency. Such ledgers can contain different types of shared data, such as transaction records, attributes of transactions, credentials, or other pieces of information. The ledger is often secured through a clever mix of cryptography and game theory, and does not require trusted nodes like traditional networks. This is what allows Bitcoin to transfer value across the globe without resorting to traditional intermediaries such as banks. On a blockchain, transactions are recorded chronologically, forming an immutable chain, and can be more or less private or anonymous depending on how the technology is implemented. The ledger is distributed across many participants in the network. It doesn't exist in one place. Instead, copies exist and are simultaneously updated with every fully participating node in the ecosystem. A block could represent transactions and data of many types: currency, digital rights, intellectual property, identity, or property titles, to name a few. The technology is particularly useful when you combine a distributed ledger together with a cryptotoken. Suddenly you can bootstrap an entire network that can achieve internet-level consensus about the state and authenticity of a block's contents in a decentralized way. Every node that participates in the network can verify the true state of the ledger and transact on it at a very low cost. This is one step away from a distributed marketplace and will enable new types of digital platforms. How is blockchain related to Bitcoin? Bitcoin, with a market cap of more than $40 billion, is the largest implementation of blockchain technology to date. While a lot of media attention has shifted from Bitcoin to blockchain, the two are intertwined. When The Economist put blockchain on the cover in 2015, it wasn't really about its use to support a digital currency anymore. It was all about the other applications this technology will unleash within the next 5 to 10 years. For example, in finance and accounting there is excitement about the ability to settle and reconcile global transactions at a lower cost using the technology. In logistics, the attention is all on how you can use the immutable audit trail generated by a blockchain to improve the tracking of goods through the economy. Others are fascinated by the possibility to use this as a better identity and authentication system. There are two types of costs blockchain could reduce for you: the cost of verification and the cost of networking. So what's the big deal? In a recent paper, Catalini explains why business leaders should be excited about blockchain. It can save them money and could upend how business is conducted. Every business and organization engages in many types of transactions every day. Each of those transactions requires verification. In many cases, that verification is easy. You know your customers, your clients, your colleagues, and your business partners. Having worked with them and their products, data, or information, you have a pretty good idea of their value and trustworthiness. But every so often, there's a problem, and when a problem arises, we often have to perform some sort of audit. It could be actual auditors coming into a firm. But in many other cases, you're running some sort of process to make sure the person claiming to have those credentials did have those credentials, or the firm selling you the goods did have the certification. When we do that, it's a costly, labor-intensive process for society. The marketplace slows down and you have to incur additional costs to match demand and supply. The reason distributed ledgers become so useful in these cases is because if you recorded those attributes you now need to verify securely on a blockchain, you can always go back and refer back to them at no cost. It's costless verification. So when you think about why Bitcoin works, it's because it can cheaply verify that the funds are actually there. You can transfer value from here to anywhere on the globe at almost zero transaction cost. Sending secure messages that carry value does not require a bank or PayPal in the middle anymore. In short, because the blockchain verifies trustworthiness, you don't have to, and the friction of the transaction is reduced, resulting in cost and time savings. Using a blockchain can also reduce the cost of running a secure network. This will happen over a longer timeline, perhaps a decade. The internet has already allowed for a faster, less stilted exchange of goods and services. But it still needs intermediaries, however efficient they may be. Think eBay, Airbnb, and Uber. Those intermediaries are costly and earn rents for processing payments, maintaining a reputation system, matching demand and supply. This is where blockchain technology, combined with a cryptotoken, allows you to rethink an entire value chain from the ground up. That's where incumbents should be slightly worried, because in the long run the way you may be delivering value to your customers and competing against other companies could be fundamentally different. Blockchain technology could mean greater privacy and security for you and your customers. Catalini calls it data leakage. When you give a bartender your driver's license, all that person needs to know is your age. But you're revealing so much more: your address, your height, whether you're an organ donor, etc. The same thing happens in commercial transactions. As your business partner, I need to know that you're trustworthy and reliable, but for simple transactions, I don't really need to know many other things about you. Information disclosure is increasingly becoming a cost because of data breaches. We can't keep our data private, and it's becoming increasingly complex to do so within large organizations. So imagine a model where you can verify certain attributes are true or false, potentially using a decentralized infrastructure, but you don't have to reveal all these attributes all the time. In a business transaction context, a blockchain could be used to build a reputation score for a party, who could then be verified as trustworthy or solvent without having to open its books for a full audit. Reputation scores, both for businesses and individuals, are today siloed into different platforms, and there is very little portability across platforms. Blockchain can improve on this. Hope you guys enjoyed today's topic. Please subscribe our channel to see more amazing topics. Thank you for watching. See you on next video.